9 reasons why people with ADHD and people with BPD click so well. This will be a rapid fire list of kind of like why people with ADHD and people with BPD click so well. This is obviously not a science, but this is just things and traits that I've noticed with people with ADHD in my life. And as someone with both BPD and ADHD, these are things that really stand out as to what makes the connection so deep, intense, and just so much more satisfying. The connection with people with ADHD is just so much deeper and more intense. And I love people with ADHD so much, honestly, because our brains just get one another. 1, the ability to keep up with multiple conversations at once, with those random interruptions, blurting out random phrases, but still somehow being able to keep track in an organized, disorganized way. It's like opening up a bunch of tabs and kind of like going back and forth through each one, but together. 2, keeping one another mentally stimulated by having a wide variety of knowledge or very niche interests and knowledge about specific areas. 3, childlike intrigue with a need for novelty, and both people with ADHD and BPD having the tendency for impulsivity and that need for excitement. The adventures and fun can truly be endless. 4, they can keep up with rapid changes in moods. Usually people with ADHD are pretty acute to these changes in demeanor and just, whatever, they notice these things. And this may sound counterintuitive, but I've actually found people with ADHD to actually be very patient and understanding when it comes to emotions, although it's kind of known that people with ADHD can be quite impatient. And they generally have deep emotional intelligence and have the ability to hold space for others and their emotions as well. 5, they're usually quite empathic, and generally there's a shared history of kind of being othered, which also can bond us further. Beware of trauma bond, though, that we do not want. Having special interests, but not being looked at as weird or strange for liking these things. Instead, usually they're interested as, curiosity definitely gets the best of them, and they want to learn something new or something that you have of interest that then is interesting for them. They get excited by your excitement. 7, blunt communication on both ends. I actually love when people are blunt communicators because that way I just know what's up. I know what they're thinking and there's less bullshit. Number 8, they're usually pretty confident in their convictions and their moral stance. And as someone with BPD, who it sometimes can be hard to know how I feel about various things, even how I'm feeling in this moment, for example. So being around others that have such a strong sense of justice, a strong moral compass, and just strong convictions is very attractive and definitely is like a binding factor. Number 9, I find people with ADHD actually usually enjoy the intensity that someone with BPD brings, as they can be somewhat intense themselves. So that's an element that they usually appreciate rather than get intimidated by or think of as weird or, again, othering you for that intensity. Stay weird, my friends.